All right, gang. Welcome to another ChecoForex live session. Today was a very good day. Let's take a look. Wow. Let's take a look at the charts and see. Look at this run on gold. My goodness. Yeah, today was good. Look at this on the. You see it on the. Hold on one sec. Give me a second, guys. I'm about to correct something real quick. All right. Let's get back to work here. All right. So going back to the weekly here. Um, just want to point out this right here, first of all, right? We're about to tap into that level there. The high is up here, but we're gonna hit that 23.93 range. We had the nice push to the upside. We got this drop, the rejection. This weekly candle had no top wick, so we can see how this is coming up to make that top wick there. We got support around 2300, and we got that bounce up. We're gonna see how this is gonna close, but that's on the weekly. Very simple. We get that breakout, it's gone. You see how this daily candle here has no top wick either, but this current daily candle that just opened up has no bottom wick. So we can expect this to drive up, but we're gonna come back down and make this bottom wick unless we pull down now, make that correction, and then flip. But this is on the daily, so we can also see here how we're approaching that level there on the daily, and we're about to crack above it. You know, we can see a drive, up, but this is on the daily. This one has no bottom wick on the daily, so it could still be a flip down, but let's see how far it's gonna push up. Dropping it to the 4 hour. Let me yeah. So this is what we're gonna be trading off. The 4 hour here. And then I'll mark this bottom here, this support level here. Uh, these last two candles they have no bottom wick. So, I mean this thing is driving, but I'll see if we make the correction first, maybe come back down to this level here, the support level here, and maybe retap and then bounce up is fine. If this thing is gonna drive, we could find entries on the smaller time frame, but at some point, especially if it's all the way up here, I'm gonna be looking for sells around this level here, um, expecting the 4 hour to come down and make a bottom wick. So we should come down. We got these two wicks up here. You see these wicks, this one and this one. So that this could be a point where we can get a bottom wick to about 23. What is that? 23.79, 23. Yeah, right around 23.79. Get a pullback and then the bounce up. But let's see how this candle um moves now in the 4 hour. So not much. Very simple. Look at this low here. Of course, that support level we had yesterday. So we got that breakout, correction, then the breakout. So it might tap here, come back, correct here, and then bounce up. That's possible. But let's see, this thing could just rip up. Gold is extremely bullish. So we're definitely looking to test these levels up here. I would hope we get a pullback, at least to make the bottom wicks, and then we can catch the entry from lower. But let's see if it's gonna tap in and how it's gonna react here. But the fact that they have no bottom wicks is telling me that we could potentially come back down and make one. So this candle's closing in 45 minutes. So let's see what happens. All right, so that was on gold. I'll leave those markups there because that's what we're gonna be looking at. Let's go to NAS100. Look at the NAS100. I'm gonna start it with the daily here. Yeah, we got a nice daily push to the upside. We have a bottom wick, barely a bottom wick. So yeah, we definitely ripped through these levels here, all these wicks. So we already ripped through all that. Yeah, we didn't even get a correction back down. We didn't even get a retest, and nothing to the left here on Nasdaq. Look, nothing to the left because it's at an all-time high, guys. We're witnessing an all-time high on NAS100, and this thing is ripping. Man. So yeah, definitely expecting. I mean, it has to come back down and correct. But again, at this point, we have no levels. The only way we can measure that, the low. Wow, yeah, from the low to the high. So we go from the low here to the high. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Let me see if the the flip extension. Well, not the fan. My oh, here it goes. This one. Oh wait. But I had it in here somewhere. No, that's not it. Do I have it on my favorites? Maybe I have it in the favorites. Let me see. Let me see what it'll give me here. I know I have one here. Yeah, let me try that and see what it. Yeah, this is where we're at. Okay, so here, if you notice, we're right at the edge of this fib level here. You know, we might come down retest, but if we can break above there, this is the next range up here. I mean, oh Jesus, man, gold. I mean, NAS100 can hit 18,880 potentially. So it's a big level there, but you know, let's see. It took a strong bullish push up on the daily, so I'm still thinking it's gonna come down and correct at some point. Let's see. Let me leave this and go to the 4 hour and take a look at that. Let me see what we got on the 4 hour. All right, so look at this. No bottom wick here. I like to look at these wicks on these candles here. This one closed with no top wick. Of course, now we made a good top wick here. This current 4 hour has a bottom wick, but this one doesn't. So we could expect a correction down here. Again, nothing to the left to measure necessarily other than this all-time high here. So I'll just mark it just to have a point of reference here, but we might have some better support levels on the smaller time frames. Let me go to the 1 hour and see if we have any sort. Yeah, no support, no bottom wick on this 1 hour. Neither on this one. Anything on the 30-minute. Yeah, a little bit of a support here, but about 18,601. Yeah, we might need to come lower though to make these bottom wicks. Look, this has no bottom wick down here. Yeah, this is that bottom wick that on the 30. So yeah, we could expect a bit of a correction back down. This will make a bottom wick. We might test this low here and then flip back up. Oh, excuse me. Well, Gold is just ripping. All right, well, guys, let's wait and see now. We have our levels marked up here. You know, again, anticipating the bottom wicks down here, I would expect gold to come at least to this, to that wick area. In fact, let me use this line over here. That way it doesn't crowd up my let's see if we can get a pullback down this way, and then I'll look to buy back up. But if we reach this level here, I could potentially look for sells. If we fail to break above, you know, we might get rejection there at that level. As you see here, look, came up, rejected down, came up, rejected down, came up, rejected down. So, you know, we might test this level and reject down. But if any of these candles come and break above, you know, I'll consider a buy if we get a bottom wick and then the flip. All right, let's take a look and see here. Guys, while we're waiting, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, hit that like button, and again, share the video. Share the video. You know, we're streaming. I mean, I haven't been doing this very long. You know, just kind of getting started with this with the live streaming. I try to get on, you know, for Asia most nights. You know, so far, what this is like the third night in a row. So, you know, you could just come hang out, just go over the charts. If you guys have any questions, you know, just type it up in the chat. I try to answer them the best I can. And again, you know, we're here. If we can take a trade, have an opportunity to make some money, then we'll jump on it. But if not, you know, get to hang out, go over the charts. You know, I'll try to explain everything. You know, based on the personal strategy I use. Again, not everybody trades the same way. So not everybody trades like I trade. And you know, but I can at least try to show you guys, you know, what I've learned in the last few years, you know, trading the Forex market and trading gold. So let's see. Let's see if we get something today. And I try to keep it simple. I try to keep it simple to the point where, you know, there's not too much going on. You know, that I don't have a lot. Just some simple levels, and I wait for some candles to print. You know, depending on how they print or what I expect from every candle, and I try to explain it as I go. And then once we take a trade, have you seen in the other videos, is that, you know, I explain why I took the trade. You know, and you know, so far we've made profit on all the trades. That second night that we held that drawdown into midnight, and then we ended up uh, closing in break even all the way at around 2 in the morning. So I don't know. A lot of you were probably sleeping, but yesterday we took a nice trade as well on stream, and hopefully today we'll get something. I'm highly confident, right? I want to go ahead and say this. You know, I mean, I can't tell what price is going to do, but I'm highly confident we're going to tap this level, right? It's highly likely that we will. Now, the fact that these 2 4-hour candles open with no bottom wick and is driving, if it taps this level here, I would wait for the closure, but more likely than not, you know, we might crack above this level and pull back down and close below. If that's the case, if the next candle, I might drop it to the 1 hour in a case like that and see if we form some sort of like resistance. Then the next candle might pop up, and then we can take the drive down to at least this level and maybe this level, and then look for the buy back up. So let's see. It could come down and make the bottom wick now. If it does that before tapping this level, then I'll look for buys around here, 23.80, or depending, maybe we can watch it drop to 23.70 and then catch the bounce up. And that's based off the 4-hour levels right here. Look. This candle has 35 minutes left, and I don't see it coming down. I mean, it'll be crazy if it rips down with a little over 30 minutes left. But yeah, right. We wait. We have to wait and be patient and see what happens. But you know what was crazy today? Bitcoin. Look at that too. Bitcoin broke these highs over here. A lot of you are probably heavily invested in Bitcoin. It's coming to test these highs. If we get a break of this right here, it's gone, bro. It's coming close, but see this candle open with no bottom wick. It pulled up. This has no bottom wick, so we could get a retest of this 64 level. See, this was the level here to break. You see this? All this congestion right here. This was that support level, and then this candle ripped up, closed above. This next candle just ripped up. So eventually you might come back down and retest because we haven't retested the level after it broke out. So it might look like this. Let's see. Where is it? We might get something like, it might come up still in top, but it got close enough there. But we might see Bitcoin drop like this and then continue up. It's possible. I like this chart. Let me do a little more. There we go. A little more volume. I like that chart. We're in this mess right here. We definitely might tap this level, but I don't think we're just gonna fly. I mean, anything can happen. I just don't think we're gonna just rip right through. We're gonna come up, potentially retest, unless we retest first. If we come back down and make these wicks and retest this low, or at least halfway down the range here to these wicks here, then I could see it, breaking and then continuing up. But again, you've seen the rejection here before. Once it came up here, we got pushed all the way down, came back up, got pushed down, came back up, got pushed down. So when we come up here, we might get pushed down again. So I'll be looking for sells if the candles print like that. Now wait and see. So here on the 30-minute chart, there's been a lot of rejection in this area too. See, the price is where this red line is here, and you can see how it's trading right there in that range there where it got rejected a few times. It could be where we're gonna start maybe getting pushed back down, but this is a smaller time frame, so there's not much of a confirmation time frame. Yeah, I added that típico to the soundtrack. I que variar, papá. Represent DR, bro. Also, by the way, guys, if you comment on the stream, if there's any charts you want me to look at while we're waiting for gold to set up, if there's anything you guys want me to mark up for you or anything you want to go over, let me know. Just send me that message on stream and I'll look at it. Like I said, we're here to learn. Like I said, I'm trying to teach the best that I can. At least, it's like I always say, I can't teach you what I don't know, or I could teach you what I do know. So, you know, anything I can do to help you guys understand the chart patterns and to trade the way I trade. Like I said, I keep it simple. I keep it simple. But it's a strategy that's worked for me for a very long time. So, I'm willing to share with everyone here on live stream. And the 15 minutes like tailing away. I'm anticipating some sort of like correction, like the 30 minutes. So unless this one closes bullish, the next 25 minutes, but you might be getting something down, coming down. Hmm. Earlier when this candle opened and opened with no top wick, I was waiting for once this one closed above here. I was hoping we would get that bottom wick to here, and then I would have been in that buy. This whole move up, we would have been in it from around 23.79, 23.80. Would have been in there. We would have been up 130 pips right now, but we didn't get a bottom wick, so we let it go. That's it. This thing could run up all the way to new all-time highs, and if I don't see a bottom wick, I don't get in. You know. But it's telling. I think that because these wicks are missing down here, at some point is got to come down and make the bottom wick. Could be pretty steep. Could reach this level here, or it can just come. Like I said, we got these wick rejections here. We got wicked here and got pushed down. Wicked here and got pushed down. I'm thinking now it being resistance once it broke above comes down and act as a support here. So we can see something maybe around this area, maybe anywhere in this middle area too is not too bad. Um, let's see what the daily is. One thing to point out when I look at the daily chart, right? This is what I like to do. So this was the previous daily candle, right? So we got this bullish closure, and you treat it the same way to a certain degree where um if we close strong bullish, you would expect this candle to continue to drive. But what happens is, look, this daily candle opened up and now no bottom wick, right? So we have to anticipate that bottom wick. It has to come back down and make one. Now, this candle had no top wick, and then this daily candle failed to make the top wick for this daily candle here. So now this candle's already making that top wick, but like I said, it might tap that level that we're looking at here, that 2400 level. We might tap into that and then get rejected down. But you know, I would prefer for us to come down, make the bottom wick now, and then we catch the flip up. But we might get that rejection here, and then we might be looking to sell it down the range, at least to retest. But the bias is bullish due to the strong closure from the previous daily candle. So even though it's green, this thing can come down and then flip again. So let's see. A lot of people tell me you left all that money on the table, and it just doesn't align with my playbook strategy with what the way I like to trade, or what I expect the candles to print for me to be more confident to getting into trade. The fact that it has no bottom wick here, you know, this thing can drive up, but at any given moment it can come down here. So this thing is driving up, and we get FOMO. We say, no, this thing is going to the moon. It's flying. It's up 100 and something pips, and they'll take an entry up here, and then all of a sudden this thing starts ripping down. You're gonna get blown out. Your account's gonna get wiped out, or you're gonna take a heavy loss because you're not patient. You have to wait for candles to print. If you don't see what you want, then you stay out. You have to wait. Time is at 8:40. This is the 1 hour. Yeah, this candle no bottom or top. Yeah, very small one. I mean, gold is just strong as that. It's not coming down. But again, it's early. The Asia session, it'll pick up a little later tonight. Maybe in the next hour or so, we might get something. But I want to wait and see. Are we gonna come up here and then reject? I'll look for sales at this level here. You know, based on what price has been doing. Again, if we break above and close above, then of course, we treat it as a breakout. But again, going back, we got to look at what the price do when it reached this level here in the past. So when you look to the left, you see that there was rejections several times. So it's possible that we can come back down, but because everything is bullish, or gold is bullish, I can, I wouldn't say a drive back down to the, to down to this level, but I would expect some sort of correction, you know, at the least to make the bottom wicks here. And once it comes back down, we can buy it. But uh, hold on a second. Somebody, did I give him access to this? Hold on a second. One thing about trading, if you didn't already know, this is 80% waiting and 20% trading. So we do a lot of waiting. We do a lot of waiting, but trust me, in the waiting portion of trading, this is when you get to scroll around the charts. This is when you get to look at price action, understand, what price is doing when it's at certain levels. Did this candle make a top wick? Did it not? Did it pull back down? Or did it break structure? Did it not? You know? And again, I'm keeping it basic, but then you have things that go deeper into an analysis, like for example, let me see. Just to give you an example, it's not might be accurate, but this could be an A, for example, B and C. ABC wave. You can use what they call the Elliott wave, and there's so many different things that go into it. But I like to keep my analysis as simple as possible, as less crowded on the screen as possible. So I just mark support and resistance. Some of my students that have been in my trading platform for a while now, you know, the basic or fundamental strategy that I teach them is support and resistance. If you can focus on that, at least in your earlier trading career, just you learn to master that. Then you can implement these other little things that you start picking up along the way, like double top formations, break a structure, bear bullish flags. I mean, there's a bunch of other things that you can potentially implement when you're looking at the charts to help you look for better entries or have an idea of where the market is looking to go, what direction the market is headed to. There's trends. I mean, you can mark trends as well. This gold's been on a trend. You got an uptrend, you got downtrends. Look at this. This is an uptrend. See how the market is just going up, 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 higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Just flies up. Once it dropped down here, when it started going up, this was the high, right? Came down, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now we got the higher high, right? What do you expect, right? A higher low. So we might come down here and then bounce up. So it's the trend pattern. But again, we don't necessarily have to get into all of that all at one time. Here is just this level, this line, and this line. That's it. And waiting for the candle to print. If you keep it simple, you can make your bag. You can make your profits. If you don't have to overwhelm yourself, you know, but you catch yourself, noticing other things, other candle formations, other things in the price action, and you start learning those things kind of through time. And then once you master those little things, again, it's only going to make you better. Hey, mi gente que me están viendo allá, República Dominicana, mi gente allá, un saludo cordial de aquí. Este live stream es bilingüe, yo hablo español también aquí, si hay que hablar español. No tengo problema con eso. Oh man, let me go to NASDAQ. Let me just take a look. Yeah, this thing is not looking to come down either. Man. Oh, all-time highs for Nas. Look at this. It's on, bro. Ripped up, man. We're gonna get a retest and then continuation, but there's nowhere. There's no levels. Nothing to the left, guys. Look at that. Total darkness. All right, we'll see what happens. I mean, I want to see some sort of resistance form and then come back down, create a new support. Then we have some sort of target, but can't take a buy here. Can't do it. Gotta give me something. Got this little just don't see anything here. You know, I need a like a bigger correction to have like that confidence to get in. Like I said, this thing could continue to rip up, retest that level, but I'll definitely, you know, be inclined to sell if I see a rejection. I mean, this thing can close above. What will be a little bit of a struggle to a certain degree, you know, we do have these wick fills up here. Look, all-time high. We got to come back and fill that wick. But, you know, to give you the scenario, if this 4-hour candle, let's say, rips up and closes above with no bottom wick, you know, it makes it difficult to take the trade and to, you know, based on my particular strategy. You know, there might be entries for the break at a smaller time frame. We might get something where there was some sort of like support created on the smaller time frames, but you know, I like to take these breakouts off the 4-hour, and if we get something like that where it ripped up and we got that closure above with no bottom wick, it's gonna be tough to take that buy from there. So I'm still hoping for the bottom wick to come down before we tap this level, because then they'll make me a buyer right off the bat. Because we definitely coming up here, you know, but I want that correction first. Don't know if we're gonna get that tonight, but you know, we'll wait. It's still early on stream. We'll be here for a little while and see if there's anything we can grab tonight. Ah, ok, para lo que me están preguntando, miren, en español se lo explico. Bien sencillo. Esta velita no tiene lo que le decimos el wick. Para los que no entienden lo que es el wick, es estos palitos finos que se le forman a la vela debajo y arriba. En este caso, esta velita y esta anterior no tienen el wick aquí abajo. Entonces, yo lo que estoy tratando de explicar es que es posible de que el precio del oro va a querer bajar para formar el wick que no se formaron con esta doble previa. Entonces, si eso sucede, yo espero que el wick llegue hasta aquí, a este nivel, o dentro de este nivel aquí, más o menos, y de aquí comprarlo hacia arriba. Pero es posible de que el precio del oro suba hasta el nivel de resistencia antes de formar los wicks aquí abajo. Entonces, si eso sucede, es posible que de aquí rebote y se devuelva hacia abajo, porque tiene que formar los wicks aquí abajo en algún momento. Lo que no sabemos es cuándo. Entonces, por eso hay que esperar. Eso era lo que yo estaba explicando. see what it says here. All right, this was an update. I guess the market. No, not interested. It's in the super chart. Oh, this is the CFDs. How do I get this off the screen? Oh well. Dang, with this massive move and gold is only up 0.2%. I would have thought it would be up more. Well, 0.35 now. Looking to rip up. This thing might tap this level here. Even on the 1 hour, it's just ripping up. No bottom wick. This one had no top or bottom wick. It's just ripping up. 30-minute. It's just kind of waving its way up. Candle bodies are very small. It's just not. Well, listen, we caught our move. We definitely caught our move from right down here. 23.76 we got in. So we got in right here. We caught our profits, but you know, I'm just waiting for some sort of correction. Yeah, this 4-hour candle is gonna close now. Is it gonna close with no top wick? Now 40 seconds. Let's see. This thing's gonna close with no top wick, bro. Let me see. Yeah, 8 seconds. Come on, go. Yeah, lo cerró sin el top wick. Qué bárbaros. Yeah. All right, well, Look at this candle, guys. No top wick and no bottom wick. All right, well, it's driving up. Let's see. Well, we got to let the candles print. You know, it'll give us a sign of something. All right, we'll wait. What did it look like on the 1 hour? Well, the 1 hour had the bottom wick, but it closed with no top wick. Now, this one had no top or bottom wick either. It's driving, guys. This thing is driving, but we got to wait for a correction. This is what I want to wait for. See this move? You see how it's just lagging up? Then we make the push up, right? I want to see the bottom. This candle had no bottom wick, right? But look, then the candles came down, you know, ripped onto here, whatever, but it made the wick for this candle. And then we get the continuation. But here, you know, I was expecting this to come down further. This candle didn't even make a bottom wick for this one. You know, look at on the 4 hour. You get the impulse, then you get that correction, then you get the impulse. And again, based on this impulse, it seems to me like it might tap this level here. But we're gonna get some sort of correction and then the continuation, and that's what I want. I want to get in around this level here. Put a box there. Let me see. In that range, guys, right there. A lot of times what happens too, you know, since we have all this bullish momentum, no bottom wicks on these candles, you know, especially on these higher time frames, you know, the candle that will come down, it won't come down gradually. We're gonna get probably like a nice hard candle to come down like that. You know, that could happen later at night, later into the evening or during London. You know, we might get some sort of move like this and then the flip back up. It's trying to come down here. Let me see. 30 probably. Yeah. Yeah, but this might be the correction, guys. Let's see. Or is this just the bottom wick to continue to flip up? Well, the daily had no bottom wick, I think, right? Yeah. No, wow, this thing, yeah, man. And we have our shaded box, like I said, right around this area. I, it, it's possible that the daily might come down and make this bottom wick. It might not happen right now. This brand new candle, so it already has. You see that top wick already starting to kind of come back down. If it comes back down, makes the bottom wick into that target area for us. We could be looking for buys back up and then catch the flip of the daily. These are things that are popping in my head right now. 24 pips. So my thought process, this is what I'm thinking at the moment, right? We got this new 4 hour open here. We pulled up. Now we're coming down, right? Making this bottom wick. Hopefully it'll come down steeper, like I said, into this range. But sometimes this bottom wick won't be big enough. Doesn't mean I'll take the wick entry here. What I'm saying is if it comes down bearish and then still flips up and breaks its own high, then we can, catch the rip up. But from the high to the support level is about 24 pips. So, it could be a good scalp trade, but we will have to go break even probably rather quickly. So it's not ideal for me, but it's something that could be done if you wanted to take a scalp trade and take a quick trade, a 20-25 pip trade. You're able to do it like that. So if this candle flips bullish and breaks its own high, you can have a buy stop at the break of the current 4 hour highs. All right, so now we moved over to the 1 hour. So again, pulled up. This candle had no top wick, made its top wick. Fine. Now we're coming down. You know, we have a no bottom wick here, which is concurrent with the 4 hour low that has no bottom wick. But if we can come down and break the previous 1 hour lows, then we have a good chance of gold trying to come down. I think this might be the correction, but we have to break the lows here. If we can break these lows, we're looking at a, you know, we have a little bit of a minor support here. Let's see. This thing could flip back up and continue to drive. All right, we already took out the 30-minute lows from the previous candle, of course. And let's see. All right, we got something bearish finally. So I was waiting for that on this candle here. When it pulled up, when it started coming down, I thought we were gonna make that bottom wick and then flip, but we didn't. Well, this could be it here. Let me keep it on the 1 hour just to want to see. Okay, another bottom wick. We're looking to flip up here. Low and push up. the 30-minute can close, right? If it closes bearish, then it forms that resistance level here, which can then, kind of indicate that it might want to continue to like come down gradually. But could have been a bottom wick now. Let's see. 15 less than 15 minutes for the 30-minute closure and see what happens. Something bullish again. Makes me want to take this buy off the rip, man. But I was hoping this bottom would come down here. Using current 1 hour stops. What would that even look like? Let me base it off of here. Doesn't look bad, but that's assuming we take it at the break of the 4 hour high. Let me even put it a little higher there. Yeah, that's a nice risk to reward there. I don't have a buy stop, guys, or anything. I'm just trying to get a visual, you know. It's doable. You see, that's the resistance levels right there. It's only a 24 pip move, but we could go break even if we want to jump in this trade. But it would have been something down here. I would have been a little more inclined, but I just feel like there could be some sort of rejection at this level here once we tap it. No, yo no estoy en un trade. No estoy en un trade ahora mismo. Esto solamente lo puse ahí para tener para visualizar más o menos el potencial que tiene un trade, risk reward y todo eso, pero no, tú sabes, lo estoy pensando porque no está mala la idea si después que hizo el hueco arriba, bajó, hizo un bottom wick, si se devuelve y rompe el alto, o sea, el high de la velita esta aquí, es posible de que continúe hacia arriba, pero como el nivel de resistencia está aquí mismo, no creo que vale la pena porque es posible que haya algún tipo de rechazo a este nivel aquí. So, you know, por eso mencioné que si hubiera sido de esta velita, que hubiera dado el bottom wick aquí subiendo, o lo agarramos de aquí abajo o lo agarramos cuando rompe el nivel de aquí. Y ahora de aquí abajo, aquí arriba ya está bien, tú sabes. Es un trade bastante, o sea, que va a dar mucha ganancia de aquí a aquí, pero de aquí a aquí no, como te digo, puede que rompa. Si supiéramos que esto va a romper seguro de aquí para arriba, no digo yo, vamos a meternos, pero mejor espero. Yo mejor espero que haga un bottom wick más largo aquí abajo. Yo me quiero meter en esta zona por aquí, de esta línea amarilla a esta aquí. O sea, puede ser de aquí arribita o en este medio. Si el precio puede bajar por aquí, entonces ahí sí podemos comprar para arriba. Ahora mismo no, vamos a esperar mejor. And it's good, guys. Ask your questions, Spanish, English, it doesn't matter. You know, if I could get around to it, I'll try to answer them the best way that I can. I appreciate that though. Appreciate you guys asking questions. And that's how you're gonna learn. Or you ask your questions. You ask. You know, if you don't know what you're looking at, or if you don't understand exactly what I'm explaining or what I'm waiting on, then I'll try to answer and give you guys the analysis behind the plan or the trade that I'm planning to take. If we get a break above and a closure above that resistance level, you know, then it'll confirm the breakout. But if I'm gonna look at that, I would prefer on the 4 hour, but I don't mind taking the 1 hour breakout if we get it. But again, this might come down, form a resistance level here, some minor resistance. Then we can use that as guidance to have it either trickle down, or if it comes down, then we break above that resistance level. Then it's good. Then we can look at potential buys at that point. Yeah, the candle closures is important. Um, in this case, we're facing a situation where we didn't have a bottom wick on the previous 4 hour, right? And that's kind of like a pet peeve for me. It needs to have the wicks in order for me to have more confidence in the trade. Now, doesn't mean a trade won't play out because it didn't have the bottom wick or not, but the fact that in a case like this that doesn't have this bottom wick, for example, um, you know, it leaves that open possibility to where you might have like this bullish trend, and then you take a buy at the break of a certain high up here, but then the market decides to come down and make this bottom wick. What's going to happen? You're going to be in heavy drawdown or get stopped out. So I'd rather wait for candles to print. Now we have this candle that made this bottom wick. you know, it can pull up here, reject, like I said, from here, and then come down to this level, making the bottom wicks and also retesting, right? Once we got the breakout, we get the retest and the bounce up. But I would much rather, before we get the breakout, come down, make this bottom wick for these candles, come into the range, make a proper correction, and I'll be a lot more confident taking the buy from down here. But you gotta wait for the candles to print, and it requires a lot of patience, and you know that's one of the hardest things. A lot of us don't have patience, but if you can learn to exercise patience, like tonight, right now, we're chopping it up here on live stream, we're watching the charts, we're talking about price action, candle closures, support resistance levels, things like that. And we can learn, and we can try to, like I said, put this learning to the test. When we go into the charts every day, every morning, whenever you're trading, you exercise these simple, basic, strategy, and you'll be successful. But it requires patience, and sometimes we're on stream here, or we could be for another 2 hours and do nothing, and then maybe around 10:30, 11 o'clock, if depending. I don't know if I'm gonna be on that long if we don't get anything by like 10:30. But it's good that you exercise your patience. It'll go a long way. Trust me. Trust me. I've been there. I've been there where you get that FOMO. You get this. Oh, this thing is just ripping up, and then this candle came down, didn't do a bottom wick. When this one started ripping up, you just take the buy, and yeah, look, it was a good candle. It was a good candle that pushed up. But a lot of times you take the buy at the break of this high, and then this candle would have done this, made a small top wick. You'd be in 5 pips profit. Then what happens? More likely, and that's gonna come down, make this bottom wick. Your stops will be right here at the break of the low, and you're gonna get stopped out. It's not worth it. USD JPY. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Yeah, why not? That's a US 30. My bad. In fact, let me look it up right here. Let's take a look at UJ while we waiting for gold to set up. Let's see. What in the world? What is this? I don't know if anybody caught this drop here. My goodness. Get UJ. All right. Well, let's see. Let me clear this up. All right. Let's take a look. Let me just mark it up on the 4 hour. All right. There's the support level down here, right? Range. Yeah, this is a good support level right here. Right up. You got like these two levels here, but I'll mark the highest one right here. You got an area of support here as well. Yeah, which is kind of even with this little range here. And it kind of broke above, but split right back down. So yeah, it's super bearish. No top wick on this last 4 hour. One thing, let me point this out so you guys can know. Sometimes these pairs they go in correlation, like with for example USD JPY. It runs I guess parallel to like gold. For example, if USD JPY is falling, right, then gold more likely than not is going up, right? So only because this is a dollar pair. So when the dollar goes down, gold goes up. So at this point, for example, looking at this candle with no top wick, right? We're expecting price to come up to make a top wick. So this is where I would say, looking at this, just making the correlation. If USD JPY decides to start running up, right, the dollar's gonna start pushing up. Then you can expect gold to then start, driving down, which will make the wicks for these candles. You know, you look at the dollar index. Let's look at the dollar index. Yeah, the dollar index. Looking at this, yeah, we might see a push up on the dollar. Um, yeah, look at these levels. Okay, so let me clear this up. Let's look at the dollar index. This is a good way to guide yourself when you're looking at gold. All right, key support level here, right? Previous resistance broke out, support here, pushed up, came down, support, pushed up, support, support, boom, spike up. So here we're coming right back into that level here. So key area, but notice this gap right here. See that gap right there? So it's possible it might come up, fill the gap. If this thing is pulling up to at least fill this gap, let's just say, more likely than not, gold's gonna start, tip down a little bit. And I think that's the correction we're waiting on. Gold is also a correction on it, but correction on the dollar. But this thing might do something like this. Let's see. Let me show you. It might finish the move here, then come back up, right? Make another high there, and then come back down. That's possibly what could happen. Very interesting though, but the dollar took a hit today. Hmm. Let me go back to UJ so I can finish that market. Almost forgot. Went to the dollar, got distracted. All right, so we got that support level there. We had this one and then the top of the range. So yeah, look, this on the 4 hour. Already made a top wick here. Remember, no top wick on this previous 4 hour, but you know, we might get that pushed down and then it's gonna come up and make the top wick later. So there's also a gap on that DXY as you saw. So it's possible, we might get a little bit of a move down, but then at some point, it's got to come up, make this top wick, you know, We got this break back in the range, so you get the drop, right? The hard impulse, get a correction, and then we get the continuation to fill the range. So eventually it's gonna come down and fill this range, but it's heavily bearish. And we got unemployment claims tomorrow, so this thing could continue to push down. I wouldn't be looking to buy USD JPY anytime soon. I'll probably wait for a bit of a correction and then take a sell somewhere around this range or somewhere around the range where it'll complete a top wick. So right around that 155 price, I'll look for a sell from there. Pretty close doji. Oh, ripping up. Yeah, 15 minutes kind of rejecting from this area. Remember the last time the 15-minute did this to us? Let me see if we can find it. We had like a bunch of wicks that just kept getting rejected. Is that the low here? Trying to find it here. Trying to see why. Nah, I think it was further this way. That was before we got a break to the upside. We had some crazy wicks. It's probably early in the week. Alright, it doesn't matter either way. It's too far out for me to look at it, but oh, the Fibonacci levels. Where do they show them? Let's see. What's today's low right here? Oh, this is the current high at the very moment. So for the fib levels, yeah, we could probably see a correction. See the 50% retracement here, and the 618 is falls right into that purple box that I had drawn up. So that's already been the kind of the target range I'm looking at if we get that correction for it to come down. So we can get the push down. I would look for an entry anywhere between 23.74 to 23.69. Right in that range would be a good price to get in and catch the rip back up. And again, coming down to this level here, we'll already make these bottom wicks for these candles. And that move might not happen tonight, or at least for this session. We might see that move happen during London, perhaps. But we have to wait. Focus on this 1 hour real quick. Got about 16 minutes to the closing of this 1 hour candle. You know, it's bearish right now. We can get a solid bearish closure. It'll have that little resistance level there, and maybe we can kind of look at that a little closer and see if it's gonna start forming a little bit of a resistance here, this price, and then we can start seeing it trickle down, and we might get a trade tonight. I don't mind taking a trade, during Asia and holding it overnight. That I'm willing to do that. Um, which also reminds me of for you guys that maybe are not willing to let's say take a trade and hold it. You want to make sure you're closing the blue, and you're not willing to go to sleep and leave a trade running. I don't personally recommend it. You know, I'm okay with it because I know what I'm willing to risk on every trade. So if I set up a stop loss, I'm setting that stop loss understanding that that's what I'm willing to risk. If I take a trade, I'm basing it on the analysis, on the strategy, and the playbook setup gives me an 85% win possibility. So once I take the trade, I let it run. I let it run. And you have to monitor it too. I mean, I'll stay up later. I'll monitor it overnight. I'll do those things on my own. But everybody has to manage their own account. So you have to make sure that you're looking at it, because it could go blue in the middle of the night and go in profit. And if you need to wake up to take your profits, that's on you. If that's the case, if it gets too late at night and you see me take a trade during this live stream, but it's too late and you're ready to go to sleep, then I would recommend you not to take the trade. You don't want to be trying to rest, but somewhere in your mind you're thinking about this trade that's open, and you're afraid that it's gonna hit the loss, or that it's gonna go in profit, and you're gonna be sleeping, and you don't want to go to sleep like that. So I don't recommend to take trades late at night if you're ready to go to bed and stuff like that. So, but if you do, that's you can play however you want. You can just set your stop loss, set your TP, and put your head on the pillow and go to sleep, and live with the results. Hey, there we go. We're getting that bearish movement now. We got 13 minutes till this candle closes. Chat, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna take a little break, but I'll be back by the time this candle closes. I want to see if it's gonna close bearish. right, guys, let's see. It's starting to drive down here. All right, we took out the previous 30-minute lows. Hmm. All right, so we formed this little resistance area here on the 30-minute. Having down, no top wick though. Let's see what happens. Yeah, 4 hour coming down. I get these bottom wicks, guys, right here. And this 30-minute with no top wick. 1 hour has no top wick either. And the daily, look at how the daily's flipping now. Look at that. You got that push all the way up here, make that wick. Now the daily candle's starting to flip. Made a top wick for this candle here. We can get the daily to flip down here. Flip back up. Come down to make this bottom wick, guys. I want this range down here. Look for buys down here. All right, guys, I'm gonna stay on here till this 1 hour candle closes. I want to see. It doesn't have a top wick, so that's starting to pull up. I don't know if it's gonna make a top wick before flipping back down, but we're getting the push. I was hoping we could continue down to tap into this range so I can take that buy, but if we don't get that push down in the next 38 minutes, then I'll call it a stream, and we'll see where we're at tomorrow morning. That flipped to 15. Yeah, it flipped to 15. All right. It might come back up. 2388. It flipped back up. 30-minute just came up and made a, well, at least it's somewhat of a top wick. Didn't have nothing, so kind of pushed up a little bit now. It's trying to pull back down. Let me see the 1 hour here. Yes, it made that minor top wick, which is good, you know. This thing can continue to drive. Looking at the daily, again, ripped up. As soon as this closed, look at that rip all the way up. You know, the daily can come down, make that bottom wick down here into that range that we got marked up, and we'll buy it back up. All right. With the 30 did. All right, at least a 30 close bearish. Yeah, you know, get a little bit of a top wick here, continuation down. Assuming this 30-minute can take out the previous 30 lows, you know, you can see more of a push to the downside, but I don't think that all that's going to happen in the next half hour. So came close to making the bottom wick here for these candles, but it's starting to push up. After making this low here, if you notice, like I mentioned early in the stream, if it flips back up and takes out the 4-hour highs, it's more likely they're not gonna keep pushing up. But I much rather it come down and tap this range here, and then we could take the buys up. But doesn't look like it's gonna happen here, at least not on live stream. But we got 24 minutes either way on this 1 hour. Let's see. Still time for this thing to drive down. This is where you get your patience tested. Waiting for these candles to print. Sometimes, it can take hours for the setup to form. And, you just have to be patient. We don't want to force anything. That's one of the bigger reasons why I just stay out. Here we started coming down and looked good. It started looking good. Look, now it's flipping back up and so on. So, you know, the setup will form, just might not happen, in a couple of hours. So, I'll be off stream by then, but we have to exercise patience. Here when it closed up here and it started pushing up, right? Then we kind of ranged in this little area here. You know, I had the idea of like, well, if we come back and re-break the highs, we'll go up. And I was like, well, it's probably not worth taking that trade because it's the resistance level was so close. But now you see, it never re-broke the highs anyway, and now we're starting to flip to down here. Now we're kind of pushing back up a little bit, but I expect this. This 4-hour candle, the next couple hours closes bearish. The next candle might come up, make a top wick, continue down, create the bottom wicks with these two candles, right? And end up down here, and then potentially that 5 a.m. candle that opens at 5 a.m. On the 4-hour chart might start, ranging in this area here and then start creeping back up and then continue up. Best case scenario is if this thing just slowly drops overnight during London and kind of again retest this range here, and then by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, we can find price in this area here. I'll be looking for buys up, for buy setups. All right, we got about 15 minutes, guys. Let's see. Kind of trying to push down, but unless in the next 15 minutes it takes out the lows here and continues to push down, probably come down and make this bottom wick for this candle right here. All right, we got 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna break these lows in the next 10 minutes. Let's see where we're at here. This little support area is kind of holding up here. Yeah, so the 30-minute, pushed up, made a top wick, starting to come down. It could take out the previous 30-minute lows and take that drive that we wanted down, but um, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens during London. All right, 2 minutes. Well, 3 minutes. It's pushing down, pushing down. It has potential to continue. Yeah, it has potential to keep driving down. I think it's gonna get to this range. I should say, um, the next couple of hours, and then you know, hopefully it'll still be here when we wake up tomorrow morning. There's an area where I would like to get in on buys down here. 30-minute low. Okay, yeah, we just broke the lows on the 30-minute. This is good. This is good for continuation to the downside. Yeah, strong bearish candle on that 1 hour. All right, guys. Let me see. 15 seconds. We're gonna close with a bottom wick. At least give us the bottom wick. All right. Yeah, it looks like this is a spike in the next 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. 1 hour close bearish. This thing could, should push up, make a bit of a top wick here, a little top wick, and then boom. Continue down. Yeah, but that's it for me, chat. No trade night. But again, we exercise patience. We have to wait for our setup. There could have been potential for sales here, but um, I was looking for the buys. I wanna get my buys in this range here. Um, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Like I said, like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And for all the ChecoForex Signal platform members, tomorrow morning we'll look to buy gold back up if we catch it in this price range tomorrow morning. All right, that's it for me, guys. Everyone, have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.